Good morning, and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's video, we are going to work on my design team project. So I've made a couple of mentions of like working on a story, and it's just not like, I'm hoping the story is going to come together better for me like as we start to create. But I'm still going to use like my notes and stuff as a basis so that we can get this started. So this is a design team project for Tracie Fox at Love Junk Journals. So the link to her Etsy will be in the description box below. I do have multiple kits that I have pulled from for this, but I really wanted to feature the French blue that she just put out. I think it's French blue scraps, French blue papers. Just check the description box below, okay? Apologies in advance. I am under the weather. Mark and I both are, and so I'm not computing even more so than what I have been lately. We're just a mess. I kept saying, I think I have a touch of it. Maybe I have it. Maybe I don't have it. Well, today I definitely have it. So I have here my basket. So I have my notebook where I have got some notes in here about my story. I do have a printed out version of the initial story that I had written. I didn't print the revision, and I don't know. I just need it to come together in my head. And the problem is that part of the story is true and fact and based on local history here, and part of it is a fictitious character that I have made up, and that's the part that I'm struggling with. So I'll give you the basis, and then we're going to move on. So Mark and I were at the chiropractor's office it's been, I don't even know now, a month ago now, because I've been working on this for a while. And we have this local history book, and I love these. So if you have a historical society and you live in an area that's got some really cool history, a lot of times you'll find these books with the history of that area. And so we actually found our house in this book, but I was flipping through it, and there's this guy, and I was like, oh my gosh, he just inspired me so much, and I really wanted to honor him. I don't know, his character just inspired me. So his name is William Whitney. He was not born in 1842. That is actually an error in this book according to other sources that I found online. But he was actually a resident of the county home and infirmary. He became a resident at the age of 6, and he lived there for many, many years. And that's all I'm going to tell you right now. What I will show you is that this is the actual picture of the infirmary from back then. It was built in 1841, and then it opened in 1842. So the rest of this is going to kind of come to life as we work on it. I have to listen to this video back. I don't know what I said in it, so I'm really hoping I'm not repeating myself because I filmed this a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, so this is cardstock that I sprayed, and you'll see that in the other video, which I'm going to also edit and get posted for you. Today is January 23rd for context. Okay, so I went ahead and went through some of Tracie's kits, and you can see I have lots of paper clips going on here. And you guys know how I feel about these paper clips when I start working. I have scored this. So this is, what did I score it at? If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. You guys will know that okay, I scored it at 8.5 from the outer edge, because here's what happened. And if you watched the Orange to Oh Yes video, you will have heard me reference these where I said these pages actually shrank when I did this. So I wish I had done them whole. Number one, it would have given me great scraps, and number two, I would have known width-wise they were going to shrink, or this way. But the height-wise, the 8.5 actually shrank as well. So you will see here, like the coffee dyed paper actually wants to stick up a little bit. I'm not going to fuss with that. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to figure that out as we go. I think I just like derailed mid-sentence. If I did, I'm sorry. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So I have these, and these were from the other casebook, I think, digital that she put out. Honestly, I'm gonna have to sit with my hard drive and look at the digitals and figure out which ones I have used. I would just no, this is, I don't even know. I literally don't know. Yeah, this is from the other casebook, and this is from the French blue papers. I'm telling you, this is like hard because I pulled so many bits and pieces for this. But we're just going to get started. So what I want this to do is like tell the story. I don't have anything attached to the cover because I don't know what I want to use yet. Now I'm going to open it up, and then I've got some notes here. So I have long arm, small eyelet, small bulldog. And again, I haven't touched this in a couple of weeks, so seeing these notes is like new to me. Just like it's new to you because you haven't seen this yet, but it's totally new to me. I don't remember my notes. I don't remember like exactly what I was thinking, but I do know I want this to be a really fun piece. I want it to tell the story. So William, excuse me, William lived in the infirmary for a very, very, very long time, as you will hear as we go through the make of this, okay? So the Ashtabula County Infirmary was built in 1841, and it actually opened its doors and started taking residents in 1842. So William was actually one of the first residents in the infirmary, okay? And we don't really know like how he spent his days, what went on, what happened, any of that stuff. So this site of this infirmary is only a few miles up the road from me, from where I currently live. And interesting that it's featured in that particular book for Conneaut, because Conneaut is not the town that I live in. Okay, so when I'm putting images down, I have to remember this score line so that I'm not putting anything into that score line, right? And then I wanted to add some interest to this. So we have, an eyelet here, and I wanted to use my long arm and put a small eyelet there. I really want texture, dimension. I want this to feel like, this is actually a thing of documents that we're dealing with. Now, I need your guys' help because I don't know what to actually call these little ones, to look online and see if I can find more. I don't know where I got these. I'm assuming that these little ones came in Happy Mail from someone over the years, and I love them. But I don't have very many of them. So the problem now is that I don't have the right color for what I wanted to do. I really wanted to put an eyelet in that. So this make is going to be fun, and I'm probably going to be chasing some squirrels. I really hope Susie shows up and starts trying to derail me. I really need it so that I can finish my story. So just know that I'm going to allow this to take me wherever I want, wherever it wants, excuse me. I do kind of have a story in my head. I wrote it once, and then I kind of rewrote it. And Mark says it's still not flowing quite well enough, and that I need to do a little bit more work on it. So I will. Oh, what? That's green. I don't want green. Oh, here's a little gray one. Let's do a little gray one. Not going to see that much of it if I can get the twine in there. So I'm not that worried about it. Oh, what about one of these? No. I'm just digging in my little... Oh, there's a black one. A black one would work. I apologize for the sniffles. I'm really trying not to sniffle on you. Yeah. So mark on, what day is this? I don't even know what day this is. This is Thursday. So Mark on Sunday was like, gosh, I feel kind of funky. And I was like, okay, well, he's been doing some work in the basement. So we thought maybe it was attributed to like what he's doing in the basement. And then the next day he was like, oh, I really don't feel well. Well, he's been in bed for 2 days. He's back in bed right now. So whatever this is kicking his butt. And I have a feeling it's going to be kicking mine too with the way I'm feeling today. Yesterday, I didn't even feel like getting out of the chair until 4 o'clock in the afternoon was the first time I had any gumption to get up yesterday. Okay, so I'm going to get a hole punch in here, get my twine, find my little bulldog clips. I think that these are going to be too bulky. They're definitely going to be too bulky. I have some Tiny Tim ones somewhere. That was quite fiddly to get that through there. I actually had to put another hole in it to feed my twine through. And the little bull, what do you call these? The little ones of these are too rounded. They're going to add too much bulk. And then this size is just too big, so that's not going to work. I thought about maybe heat embossing that a little bit. I'm not sure. But what I do have here is some Creep on June scraps. I'm telling you guys, I pulled from so many different places for this project. So I just have some creep scraps here. And I want to maybe like make this I'm so sorry. A little more interesting. That looks like a little frame, but so I don't really think that would be clipped in there, but I thought we could just tear him out. Let's just tear him out. I don't know who he is. We're just going to assume that he's one of the residents of the infirmary. So, yeah, I'm really excited about this. I hope you guys will enjoy it and bear with me because, like I said, it's still in process. I almost begged Tracie to let me send it to Justin so he can help me with the story aspect of it. But I'm like, I'm a big girl. I can do this. Like, I used to write really well. And, but I mean, I did really great with essays and factual research papers, reports, stuff like that. It's the creative stuff, that kind of writing that I never really did much of. And even though, I can twist a story, as we know after, the fun I had with Creep on June, but I think part of it is I'm stressing myself out because I really want to do this. And I'm just so inspired by this guy. I mean, I really am. So, do I want him? Do I want her? Ooh, I want her. I want her. I'll tell you why when we get there. Yeah, we want her. I don't want him. He might show up somewhere else. Yeah, I want her. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So this, I'm going to use just going to use my, did I tear that too small? No, it's fine. I'm thinking my way through this. Can you tell? Like, how do I want this? I don't know where my glue book is. I need to get it out. Why am I doing that one? I don't want that one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this, I'll just give you a preemptive here. I don't know if we're going to get there in this video or not. This is a file, some notes on a lady who had a major role in our story. And these are some old photographs of her that they had in the office in her file because she was just really something and they always had to keep an eye on her. Yeah, I like it. Yep. Okay, Susie. Is Susie coming out of the closet? I hope so. She's been hiding from me for a while. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, you don't know who Susie is. Susie's the little squirrel that I'm always chasing because she gets me sidetracked when I'm creating. And she says, ooh, try this, or ooh, try that. And so then I end up doing things that I didn't plan on doing. And yeah, so that's who Susie is. She's my little creative that sidetracks me all the time. So, oh, I should have had my rusty staples in that. Okay, let that dry for a second. And I'm going to put this back in the creep scraps, but they're all in my basket here. I'm telling you, I've got two. It's so funny. Bernice and Kirsten, I just this morning said I had two projects looking at me over there. This was one of them. Um, so anyway, okay, so I'm going to get this glued to my page now. Oh, no, I'm not. I want to clear emboss the glasses and just kind of pop those up so they've got a little bit of a reflective. So I'm just going to use clear embossing powder on that, and then see where we are with time. I think this is going to be really fun. Yeah, so that flips. That kind of will like have some, it gives the illusion. Do I want to stick this under there? I mean, it would make it in threes, wouldn't it? You could have it just kind of peeking out. I don't want that picture because I don't know who those kids are. We are only focusing on her. Yeah. Maybe I'll just glue that out onto there. Okay, so I've been at this for about 20 minutes. I got it glued down. I embossed the glasses there. Hopefully that's reflecting. I'm sitting down, so hopefully that is showing up. I also heat embossed this bulldog, but just very roughly. It's not perfect, and that's on purpose. And then I sat and wound some twine through here because this pile of papers is wound in twine, so I wanted that effect. And my little French label, it just tucks in there. It's not attached. And then I got my keys out, and that's where I am right now. I left a little link there. Hopefully this will work. I didn't test this theory. I just thought we're going to do it. We're going to make it work because we need some locks and keys for this, right? So hopefully I can, this will hold. Don't do what I did. Use a pokey tool and poke a hole in it. For sure. I thought that was my hair. That's not my hair. It's the twine. It's the twine. My hair is in a braid, but I find my hair, like if I don't put it up before I come in here and I'm working, I'll be like, oh, that doesn't belong there. I know we all have that happen. It sounds gross to say it out loud, but okay. So learn from me, right? I am not doing this with my nail, and I'm not doing it with my nail because when that gives and goes up in between under your nail, under your fingernail into the quick, it is very, very, very painful. I say I'm not going to do it, but watch, I'm going to do it anyway. Just be very careful. You just have to get it apart. Like, I've punctured myself with these more times than I care to admit, so it really makes me very nervous to try to open these brads. I don't like to do it. Might be why I don't use them very often. Okay. Oop. I have to make sure I glue this on my page the right way. So we just have a very rough, like, little, I needed another link on that, but that's okay. It's there. It's the idea. It's the premise, right? So then I'm just going to glue this down and decide if I'm going to go on to the next page or not. But I think I want to get these first few pages done in this video because it's just kind of like setting the stage for the next bit of our story. So I should have reviewed my notes before I came back on. So the infirmary, or the infirmary was like I said, opened in 1842, and it actually was open in one form or fashion for quite a while. And it is now, the site is now the site of a research facility. It's got grapes growing there. And one of these days when it's not super duper cold like it is today, I will go up there and get a picture or get footage and show you what it is. I can't remember which college it is. I've told you guys this already in a previous video, but now it's got some context. But anyway, it's a research facility for a vineyard. I should have put tape over that. I will. And So anyway, it's very pretty, very well cared for. But like I said, now it's for research. I don't know exactly what they do there now. I suppose I could probably look it up and tell you guys if you want to know. But anyway, but that's all I'm going to say about that right now. So I'm going to get this down and just making sure. I think I need to thin this glue. It's becoming increasingly difficult to get out of this bottle. Okay. Yeah. So I hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, Mark and I are both under the weather. It's been so cold here. It's this cold snap, but that's across the country, you know. And so yesterday morning we were -8 or 9. I can't remember now, like it matters. But our wind chills were like -24. So stinking cold. And our neighbor had to have his appendix out, and so Mark's been going and taking care of the chickens for him. Poor guy's going out in these temperatures, and he's sick, and going to take care of the chickens. And so hopefully the neighbor's going to be on his way to recovery quickly. He had to have an emergency procedure done, so got to help him out. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just burnishing this really well. I have all those areas where the tape is in between these holes that I did to get that twine through there. And I'm not going to do that throughout I probably won't do the twine through it again, but I really wanted these couple of pages that are kind of for decoration and interest to have some interest. So you'll see here, I don't have this bound, right? I don't know how I'm going to bind it yet. If I want to do a tab binding, or if I want to put like 2 holes and 2 holes and tie it together. I'm not sure yet, but all of these pages are getting scored. So it'll be, if I do that, then this will like bend and open here, kind of almost like the old-timey scrapbooks used to be. So I haven't gotten that far yet. Hopefully whatever I decide will work with the amount of space I have left. And I think I have enough room that if I wanted to do the tab binding, I could do it. And I've scored it, but if I do the tab binding, that's not going to hurt anything. That scoring isn't going to hurt anything. And then, you know, I don't know. It's just a different style. So I'm just not sure yet. But I have time to make that determination. Now, I do realize I just did a big dum-dum by putting that much bulk right there because we have our infirmary and I need to get this glued down. And so what I have to do is work this out how I want it on here. And I was thinking maybe I would want like a little placard or plate on here, but I don't know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just tear around those edges. Let me think about this. Okay. Sorry, I thought that was like not filming. I had this scrap in the Creep on June scraps, and I tore a corner off and I tore this edge off. Okay, so I'm edging. And then I have my picture of our infirmary here, and I don't know how many times I'm going to tear the edge off this thing, but I need it just a tiny bit smaller here. And what I'm just trying to do is just add a little bit more interest to the page because this was not, it was not tall enough for this page. And I have this here. I don't know if you could see in this design, but it's kind of like a little apparition, what you call it? A ghost. We're just going to call it a ghost because my brain's not working right now. I took some cold medicine and I already am struggling with brain power, you know, just with the stress or everything that's going on. I took Dayquil. I told Mark earlier, I said, oh my gosh. I said, I think I might have to take some today. I've not had to take any yet. And I said, but I don't need help being any dumber than I already am right now. I'm totally feeling it. Like, one of us has to be able to halfway think, because he's not. Poor guy. I feel so bad for him. But I'm like, oh, I need to go down to my recliner and yeah. Like I said yesterday, I didn't even get out of my recliner until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was the first time I felt like getting out of it. I didn't even get dressed yesterday. I stayed in my pajamas and robe all day. I did take a shower this morning and get dressed, but it was rough. It was so rough. I got done with my shower and I laid on the bed beside Mark, and I just pulled my robe up over me because it was the closest thing I could reach for like a blanket. And here comes Chloe perching on my hip. I'm like, get off me, cat. Yesterday, I think she was happy as a little clam because I was in my recliner all day. So she was, snuggled with me on the soft blanket. But anyway, okay. Hopefully, by the time this airs, all of this will be done and we'll be feeling better and having no issues whatsoever. I am so glad I looked in that Creep on June and found that scrap, because I love how that darkness is framing that. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Yeah, I really like that a lot. And this is a beautiful building. Beautiful. Okay. So that is good there. I was thinking I might want to put something in these corners, and I may still. I want to mix up some copper texture paste, and maybe I'll put some texture there. I'm not sure what I want to do there yet, but when I do that, I've got to make sure that what is going on? My glue is telling me once again that I have neglected it. It's not wanting to come out. I just wanted to get this corner down. Thank you. Just give me enough for the corner. Totally lost my train of thought. Whatever. I don't know. Okay. I really like that a lot. Okay. So that is that page. And then I don't remember what I had planned for the next page. So I have to keep these in order. So we'll have whatever we use for the cover, and I just don't know yet. And then we open up and we have all of our documents, and we're like, what is going on? What is all of this stuff? Why do we have all this documentation? And ooh, what is this gorgeous building? Oh my goodness. So that's where we are. And then we have, what is the next page? Ooh. Do I want to go into this one now? And I won't give away the next part of the story. But we know it's an infirmary, right? So maybe I will wait and do this in the next video. Because this is just kind of setting the stage here, I think. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to use this one with these images or this one without these images. But I think that having the characters who are at the infirmary adds a little bit more interest. So I think I want to use this one. What was my plan? Do you guys know what my plan was? Because I don't remember. I should have made notes. So there's this gal, and I thought, oh, she'd be cute as just like one of the nurses who worked there. And I've got these documents that I thought, well, maybe we would use those. And then this is a filing cabinet, and I thought, oh, do I want to use the filing cabinet? I kind of like that. But I also just, maybe this is like her, oh, this way. I got to be mindful of my score marks here. I really like that. I don't really care about those glasses there, so I thought, oh, I could use the filing cabinet, but maybe I don't want to. Maybe we want to have this overlapping. I don't want the Potter's Infirmary part of that. So I want the infirmary part with the pharmacy record for sure. Where did those labels go? Ooh, we have some medical records here on these guys. I could tear this right there and like right there and give that a little texture and use that as a tuck. And then we could maybe tuck those in there. So that's where I'm going to go with this page. Yeah. Okay, so I took the one that was plain and I tore down this edge and I've inked it with scorched timber, and I'm using scorched timber in this project. And then I have these glasses and I was thinking I'm going to put this here. I didn't ink around the top of this edge because I don't want to really accentuate that edge so much, but I do want that to line up because then I'm thinking maybe our documents can go in there. We could even put the filing cabinet in there as like a little journaling card maybe. I don't know. And then I'm like, do I want to just run a bead of glue down and make that like a tuck on that side as well? I don't know. I don't know for sure. Yeah. No, I don't. I'm going to put an eyelet in this. I think I'm just going to glue this down and then have this as a side tuck, because then when we pull these out, we see our guys here. I think that's what I want to do. I think so. Yeah. All right. So stop saying so, Jody. I'm only going to run a bead of glue, maybe not with my art glitter glue. Oh my gosh, I don't have the patience for this, you guys. Do you have days like that where you're like, my stuff just needs to work today? Can't. And I just lost my pen. There it is. My Barely Arts glue is probably dried up too, so I think I'm going to have to take everything down and give it a wash. Give it all a wash and tell it, you got to work for me, man. I'm going to bust my bottles. I'm squeezing them so hard. Okay. And I know it's always so pleasant to watch a YouTuber when they're fighting with their glue. I'm always like super like, why are you doing that? I am going to leave this as an option to be a tuck on that side. And then I don't know if you can see, I just kind of did that as a crazy little angle there with my glue. It's going to hold everything down, but it's going to give me options for tucking things under that edge. Move it, nurse. Move it or lose it, lady. All right, so I just want to line my glasses up. And then hopefully that means everything else should line up as well. That's the fickle part here. Because if this side's not lined up right, it's going to drive me crazy. Okay. Yeah, I like it. It lined up really well. Super happy about that. How about let's finish gluing it down. Yes, yes, please. Oops. I know better than that. All right. Yep. So I'm going to let that dry. I will get an eyelet put in here. And see, I left that so I can tuck that under that edge if I want to. Yeah, I like that. I do. Even if it's not perfectly under there, it's hidden a little bit. Maybe I won't put an eyelet in that. I don't think I will. I think I'll hole punch that. and then we can see through it, but I don't think I'm going to put the eyelid in it. Okay, so I'll get her fussy cut, get my notebooks or whatever I'm going to do done, and then in the next video we come back, we will go on to the next part of our story. So today's story is just the introduction of the infirmary. Okay, so I will see you guys in the next video. Did I say tomorrow? I don't think, I'm not going to air these back to back, but in my head, I'm like, I'm going to come back tomorrow and work on the next part of this. So I don't know how I'm going to schedule these to air yet. But anyway, okay, I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh yeah, I forgot. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks. Bye. I just wanted to pop back on. I did go ahead and glue this page down, and I really, really like it. Even though I left this up a little bit, I didn't use it as a tuck. All of this is glued down. But in here, we have our little, you know, our little journaling card that tucks in there. Oh, and I put the little patient label kind of peeking out behind the glasses. And then this, which I'm not going to untie and retie right now. It's that lined piece of notebook page, and I backed it with part of this just script writing page. So that goes in there for right now. We might come back and add some stuff as our story grows. I don't know, but that's where we're at right now. Okay, so the next video for this series will be a fun make. So I'm excited about it, but I have to go hold my recliner down now. So I will see you guys later. Bye.